recently I've made 2 reactions to Tim Minchin, and honestly it's been amazing. As I said on my previous video, I hadn't watched any of his content before, but after watching those 2, it's like it would be impossible not to become a fan. Just everything about him. I love the way he writes. I love how he touches on important but can be sometimes controversial subjects, and does it in such a well-written way. I just appreciate that he's such a good musician as well. Like, how talented can one person be? And a lot of people have been giving me nice comments. I really appreciate that, as I said before, and a lot of ideas for other videos of his to watch. So this one is going to be Prejudice. That seems to be one of the most commonly requested ones. So going to check this out, see how this compares to the first 2. It's called Prejudice, so obviously it's going to be on a different subject matter. And yeah, I'm interested to see his take on Prejudice. Quite the entrance, just going from that dark into him, and you can already hear his tinkling on those piano keys sounding good.
This is a song about prejudice and the language of prejudice.
Interesting content again, you see.
The power of the language of prejudice. It's called
Prejudice. Listen to that moody piano playing.
Free spoken society, there is a word that we still hold taboo. A word with a terrible history of being used to abuse, oppress and subdue. Just 6 seemingly harmless letters arranged in a way that will form a word with more power than the pieces of metal that are forged to make swords.
Swords.
A couple of G's, an R and an E, an I and an N. Just 6 little letters, all jumbled together, have caused damage that we may never mend. And it's important that we all respect that if these people should happen to choose to reclaim the word as their own, it doesn't mean the rest of you have a right to its use. So never underestimate.
Whoa, okay. First we know what word he's talking about, so it's very clever the way he's again, his writing. But just listen to the way he's playing this piano and his voice there. Again, I compared him to Elton John on my previous video, and a lot of people probably... I only knew about Tim Minchin's name as being a comedian. I didn't realise he was such an accomplished musician. Listen to the way he plays that piano. It's as good as any piano player that you're going to hear that's a piano player by trade or by job. His voice also. Listen to this again, man. Let's hear this.
Never underestimate the power that language imparts. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can break hearts. A couple of G's, unless you've had to live it. An R and an E, even I am careful with it. An I and an N, in the end it will only offend. Don't wanna have to spell it out again.
Such a beautiful performance. And yeah, again, like in his last video that I reacted to, the way he changed up the performance and music throughout the actual performance was so impressive. It sounds like he's doing it again, changing the intensity of the music, changing the whole feel of the song.
Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
Okay, man, so yeah, he completely threw me. Obviously, I've never even thought that those two words had the same letters. That actually kind of has blown my mind a little bit, actually. Because those two words are words that are used to offend people, but one of them is like a lot more offensive and has this history in using it, like, in just causing so much death and things like that, whereas ginger people are allowed to be called ginger and abused for it, but it's just not seen as something people really care about as much as the other word. I've honestly that's never crossed my mind that those two words were so similar, and they both can be used offensively against people, but one of them actually, like, really people don't accept, and one of them is just accepted. It's quite interesting, the contrast, and it's so interesting that someone like him has actually picked that up.
So listen to me if you care for your health. You won't call me ginger unless you're ginger yourself. Yeah, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
So this soulfulness.
A ginger life is pretty hard. Years of ritual bullying in the schoolyard. The kids calling you Ranger and Fanta Pants. No invitation to the high school dance, but you get up and learn to hold your head up. You try to keep you cool and not get head up, but until the feeling of ill is truly let up, then the word is ours and ours alone. Don't you know that only a ginger can call another ginger ginger?
Like, the way he performs this so seriously and so deadpan, that's one thing I like about comedians, is when I like that sort of, I'm British, so I love that straight-faced, deadpan delivery of jokes and things. This is the next level. This is like a musical performance that also has jokes, but he's performing it in that sort of deadpan manner as well. Interesting content in that, yeah, he's shown that, like, there's a discrepancy in the use of words, some that are acceptable to abuse people and some that are not. Should they all be not allowed, or should some be allowed?
Only a ginger can call another ginger. So if you call us ginger, we just might come unhinged. If you don't have a fringe with at least a tinge of the ginger in it, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
The wordplay is
Now
insane.
we're not looking for sympathy, just because we're sensitive to UV, just because we're pathetically pale. We do wrong with the females. Yeah, I like to ask the ladies round for ginger beer, and soon they're running their fingers through my ginger beard and dunking my ginger nuts into their ginger tea. Yeah.
Oh my god, dipping my ginger nuts into their ginger tea. That is another line that I should see on a t-shirt. My ginger nuts in their ginger tea.
And asking, can they call me ginger? And I say, I don't think that's appropriate, because only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
Fucking
And
hell,
all the
man.
ladies, they agree it's a fact. Once you gone ginger, you can't go
back.
Only
Yeah,
a ginger
man.
can call another ginger ginger. Yeah, go ginger.
This is just a good song, man.
Fucking ginger.
This is like jazzy, soulful music, man.
Yeah, you can call us.
What, man? Look at this.
Yeah, you can call us
Bro,
bozo
this
or
guy
fire
is
truck.
just too good.
You can even call us carrot top or blood nut. Yeah,
Blood
you
nut.
can call us matchstick or tampon.
Oh, man. I've never heard that be used for somebody called Ginger, a tampon. The thought of that is frightening, man. Oh my god.
But fucking with the G word is just not on. If you're a gingerphobe and you don't like us, we will stand up to the fight if you want to fight us. But if you cut yourself, you might catch gingivitis. So maybe you should shut your funky mouth. Yeah, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Yeah, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
I'd download this song, man.
See, if you call a shinge, you can't whinge if you're injured. If you don't have a tinge of the ginge in your minge, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger.
Ginge in the minge.
And you know my kids will always be clothed and fed, 'cause Papa's gonna be bringing home the gingerbread. And they'll be pretty smart because they'll be well read. And by red, I mean red and the other kind of red. It's a homophone, only a ginger.
Man, this is unbelievably good. This is so funny. I think this is the funniest one I've seen so far, man.
Only well read, and by red, I mean red and the other kind of red. It's a homophone, only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can call another ginger ginger. Just like only a ninja can sneak up on another ninja. Only a ginger, only a ginger, only a ginger, yeah. Are you listening? I'm not pointing the finger, I'm just having a singer. I am just reminding ya that only a ginger can call another ginger.
Ginger. Amazing. Yeah, that was just... That was so good, man. Everything about that. Again, like, I love the build up. It was like, the first quarter of that was like, you thought it was going to be the other word that he was describing. Then he goes into ginger, using those same letters, man. It didn't cross my mind that it would be ginger. And the comparison between those two words is very interesting to me, because people are like abused for both of those things, or using those words offensively, but one of them is unacceptable, one of them is almost just encouraged against ginger people. So it's like very good that he's like made something about that to compare those, and maybe like the hypocrisy of people who are happy to say one and not the other. But his everything about this, the words, it was so witty and so nicely, like the way he's written it. Again, the whole song, the music was so good. It was like this jazzy, funky song. His voice was great, amazing, blown away again, man. Tell me what you think about that. I love it. Recommend some more Tim Minchin. I can't wait to hear more from him. Yeah, thanks.